Hey guys, so I am back at the swamp, back at the Cache River. We went kayaking, and I'm at the very end. So on our kayaking trip, we didn't get this far, but there's a really cool tree out here. Yeah, so I'll give you more of a little overview of what the Cache River ecosystem looks like. All right, back at the swamp, and we are talking about this tree right there. This is one of the oldest trees in Illinois, and it's one of the oldest trees in the whole Midwest. Really old trees don't really like to grow in the Midwest. And since this is like a southern species that likes to grow here, it works. So yeah, this tree is about roughly between 1,200 and 1,500 years old. We really don't know how old it is because the inside is hollow. And so we can't count the rings all the way through. Oh, that's a woodpecker. Probably a red-bellied woodpecker, my guess. And that tree is about in like 2-3 feet of water too. So you can imagine the base gets way, way bigger at the bottom. It's got that really, really wide base. At the bottom, if you measured it, if you took a tape measure all around the base, it'd be about 40 feet, which is kind of ridiculous for a tree. Okay. Two cool plants right here. This one is a mulberry. Got these cool fruits. Maybe about a month or two. These will be these nice, really sweet, juicy berries. And this is, oh, what is that? Those are some kind of eggs. I don't know what kind of eggs. They're all lined up. Whoa, that's so cool. But yeah, this is a cool plant because different leaves have different shapes on the same plant. Most plants have the same shaped leaves all throughout the plant. This one's got, there's a little thumb there, different size thumb. This one's got 2 thumbs. Yeah, super weird. And then here's another plant that does that too. You got the trident, and there's like a smooth one, and they got like a 1-thumbed plant leaf too. But this plant is sassafras, and if we rip off a leaf, kind of crumple it, and we smell it, it like legit smells like Fruit Loops. Like this plant, Fruit Loops. And yeah, you can there is a compound in here that's slightly toxic, so you don't want to eat a whole lot of this stuff. But you can use the leaves, you can use the bark, you can use the roots. You can make things like root beer and sarsaparilla. They come from this plant. This plant right here. Sarsaparilla. This is a female tiger swallowtail. Oh. Bye-bye. So now I'm at a place called Section 8 Woods. It's this big area of swampy land. Okay, yeah. So, boardwalk ends. Beautiful swamp ecosystem. I don't know if you can tell, it's only like 6 inches deep here. Really, really shallow. But it is still covered with water. There's still fish in here. There are still all kinds of turtles and snakes and dragonflies and all kinds of insects and various plants. Oh, there's a woodpecker. Can you see him? That is a pileated woodpecker, I believe. Some people say pileated. But they got the big red mohawks like Woody Woodpecker. Ba-ba-da-da-ba, ba-ba-da-da-ba. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a red-bellied woodpecker. Bye-bye. Okay, so this tree right in the middle with like the lines going up and down, that is a bald cypress. And you can see the needles up there. It's a conifer tree. You see, look at the knees out here. All of these knees, all of those roots, all the way over here, all the way over there. All these roots from right there all the way there. That's just this one tree right there. They got a massive root system. Huge. Oh my gosh, I love this place. So this place that I'm at today is called, well, there's two parts that I'm going to. The first part is going to be called Heron Pond. The second part is called Little Black Slough. One thing that makes this place really unique is we have lots of really old trees here. So most places in this area, anywhere you see forest, almost always at one point it had been cut down for lumber and then restarted as a forest. But here we still have all kinds of old growth trees. Trees that are over 100 years old here. Before people came and really started cutting everything down. So this is a really important place they're in right now. So this milk carton, black milk carton on a stick, just out here in the woods. Someone put this out here to kind of help create a nesting site for the prothonotary warbler, a little tiny yellow and gray bird that only lives here in the swamps. And so since this is one of the few places they live along the Cache River here, they're really trying to protect them because they're such beautiful, playful little yellow birds and make such a sweet sound. We love them. So yeah, there's people trying to be cool, creating more habitat and homes for the prothonotary warbler. Oh, well, hello. Who do we have here? This, I believe, is a red-eared slider. Sick. So this is a plant, I believe, called a copper iris. And you'll see all kinds of irises planted in people's gardens and stuff. They're a very common garden plant you see in the springs. In spring. But this is a native one that grows out here in the wild. How cool is that? This is one of the most pristine swamp-like habitats that you'll see anywhere around here. It's just a whole huge grove of cypress trees. And growing on those knees and the old stumps, you got swamp rose, some kind of berry. Also, since it's a closed off system, it supports a lot more duckweed. These little floating plants here. Every single little speck is an own individual plant. Now you can see these patterns in here. See those squiggles? Those are trails from snakes. Snakes swam through here. Ooh wee, look at this. Apparently this is called a wrinkled crust fungus. Oh, and there's some lichen mixed in too. But yeah, this log just like caught my eye. Look how pretty that is. Here's a cool little fern. This is called rattlesnake fern. Because when they need to send spores out, they put this little thing up. This thing that kind of looks like rattlesnake rattle. I don't know. I like it though. Dang. So yeah, this is the state champion cherry bark oak. And this tree is probably the biggest tree in the state of Illinois. At least top 4. Definitely top 4. This thing is enormous. Okay, so the other box turtle I just showed you was like literally like maybe 50 feet away from this one. Oh, don't run away from me. Nope. Nuh-uh, buddy. You're not getting away from me. Where do you think you're going? See how this one is so much less yellow than the other one? All box turtles look different. I don't think this is a different species. I think it's the same one. I'm not sure though. Into the mayapple forest. How cool is that? Okay, first water crossing. I don't know if I should walk through with my shoes and get wet shoes the rest of the time, or if I should just go barefoot. Oh, look who that is. We have a Holly relative, I believe. Hi. Do you know my friend Holly? You know my friend Holly? Are you eating something? Oh my gosh, you are. Whew. Okay, we're doing this. It's very sharp and very slippery. So not ideal for barefoot. Sandals would have been a lot better, but you know what? I'm feeling risky today. Oh, there's a cottonmouth somewhere over here. I just saw it swim out into the water. Oh, there it is. See that snake? That's a cottonmouth. It was just on the bank right here. Oh, see the fishies too? They're watching out for that snake. Okay, one of my all-time favorite trees. This is Gladicia tricanthos. At least that's how I think you say it. The common name for it is honey locust. They got these really, really small leaves, and they're actually in the pea family. So, which means they actually put nitrogen back in the soil using little bacteria nodules. But the really, really cool thing about this tree, at least I think, are these metal spikes. Not actually metal. Metal isn't like heavy metal. But look at these. These spiny, woody things. They're like really sharp too. And so what researchers think that these are for is for when we had giant ground sloths, which were like pretty much like bear-sized, to prevent them from climbing up there and eating all their leaves, they put these big spikes on there. So nothing big wants to like climb up there and eat their leaves. Pretty crazy, right? Okay, so this area right here is called Little Black Slough. And they call it a slough because S-L-O-U-G-H. They call it a slough because the water moves really, really slow. Oh, hey, Mr. Fly. Fly just landed on me. It's really pretty. Oh, no, just left. But anyways, yeah. So this slough moves really, really slow. Some sloughs move like somewhere out like close to like 100 feet a day. So like if you put a rubber ducky right there and waited 24 hours, it would only make it like to like right there. I think this one's moving a little faster than that, but they can get really, really slow moving. This is where you find lots of all kinds of other swamp stuff. This is one of the many swamp ecosystems. Wetland, bottomland, forests. They make a lot of different ecosystems. They make big rivers, little sloughs, ponds, all kinds of stuff. Cool, look at this one. This is one of our native bamboos. This is called giant cane. And it gets pretty tall. Like, I've seen it like at least 10, 12 feet. But historically, there used to be huge, huge stands. And like, this stuff would be thick enough where you could like hide like a buffalo or an elk in there. And like, you wouldn't even know. But a lot of birds, especially warblers, they really need these plants to make their nests. This is one like prime nesting material. All those little dead brown leaves. Little sloughs like this can make some like really good habitat for those gar that I showed you in class. Not the really big alligator gar. They need a little bit more room. But some of the other smaller gars, smaller as in up to like 2-3 feet, they can live in here. Only with like otters. This would be a really good place for otters to live. Wildcat Bluff, about 2 miles. That's my goal. I don't know. We'll see if we make it. And then Heron Pond, 1.6. That's where I just was. So it's gonna be a good day of hiking. I'm excited. Would you look at this? I believe this is a turkey vulture feather. It could be a black vulture. I'm not sure. But this thing's massive. And I just found it on the ground right there. But I really want to show you where that stop sign is down there. There's the railroad. And over here is our lovely cabin in the woods. But yeah, I don't know all the details, but I do know that this was, all the wood in there was hand cut with like a saw or an axe. I don't know, it just looks really nice for something that's 170 years old. I don't know if you can see, there's all kinds of little bumblebees flying around there. This is Bumblebee Haven here. Yeah, if you take a peek on the inside, you know, not a shabby place. I'd live here. With a little fixing. I'm pretty sure this has had some renovations, but it looks pretty good for now. Whew. Okay, made it to the river, second river crossing. Actually made it across. And now it's time to drink my Gatorade and my little snacks and read my books. So during a teacher appreciation week, they gave us gift cards. And so I got a Barnes & Noble gift card, and I got 2 books. The first one is called Neurotribes, The Legacy of Autism and the Future of Neurodiversity. So, I think as most of you know by now, that I am on the autism spectrum. And I do have many qualities of ADHD and some dyslexia, and I totally fit in that realm. Just like I think a lot of you guys. Not all of you, but some of you for sure. And so this book kind of talks about how the start of autism and how he figured it out. And a lot of stuff just went wrong. A lot of people thought that autism was like a disease and you're just like retarded for like the rest of your life, anybody who has autism. And it's just kind of messed up because that's totally not how it is. People who have like autism and dyslexia and ADHD, their minds were just fine. They were great. Their minds were just fine. In fact, they worked really, really well in some ways. But they don't work as well in a lot of ways that we see that the rest of the world is set up for. Sorry, distracted. ADHD. There's the duck, I think. just trying to relearn about neurodiversity, and hopefully, this stuff is changing so much. I feel like by the time, that you're grown adults, that autism and all these other things, they're just gonna be like a whole completely different class. Like, we're gonna have to like redo it all, which is okay because we're gonna learn. But yeah, there's a lot to learn for sure. But I'm really excited to read this book. I'm one chapter in, and hopefully I'll read another chapter today. The second book I got is called Braiding Sweetgrass: Indigenous Wisdom, Scientific Knowledge, and the Teaching of Plants. So yeah, this lady, she is a Native American, and she's also a professor of botany, has a PhD, and she just loves plants. And so this book is kind of about like a little bit of native wisdom, a little bit of plant knowledge and botany. If you didn't know, sweetgrass is one of the 4 sacred plants in Native American culture. It's cedar, sweetgrass, tobacco, and sage. And the kind of thinking is, wherever you are in the United States, you can find one of those sacred plants. And you can burn them for ceremonies. So yeah, I absolutely love learning, and it's one of my favorite things is to find out new information. But I don't really do too well in typical school settings. I made it through elementary school and high school and middle school because I'm pretty smart, and both my parents are teachers. And so they basically taught me how to be a really good student. But I didn't really like it. And so now I need to go to college and finish. Still not done. But I'm trying to make it fun, and I'm trying to make it interesting. And to do that, I'm reading more books, and I'm trying to diversify my mind. Man, I'm kind of tired now. Just reading for like an hour or two in the sun. But it's super interesting. Now we are back to the hike. Oh, would you look at this? Look at this turtle. Why are you so far up here? The water's all the way down there. Oh, have you been digging? This turtle might be laying eggs right now. That'd be pretty cool. Hey there, are you laying eggs? Maybe. So yeah, here are the bluffs. Yeah, that drops down. I don't want to go too close, but yeah, that drops down maybe 60, 70 feet. It's the forest. But yeah, just falls down right there. Oh, that rooster too. There's a guy named Tony Gerard that lives over here. He's the biology teacher. I'll show you some of his videos later. Bluffs are cool, but there's still one more thing that I need to see before I turn back. All right, so this is what I wanted to see. This little open area over here. This is called, oh my gosh, what's this called? Prairie Glade. That's what these things are called, Prairie Glade. So this ecosystem right here is basically a like island of prairie within all this forest. It's surrounded by forest, but then we have this rocky limestone outcrop. There's a bunch of limestone right here and sandstone. The trees don't grow particularly well in. They grow well in the crack over there, and they grow around in the lowland areas and the upland areas, but not right here. And so this is all dominated by prairie plants, plants that you see in grasslands, not a forest. Right here is a really cool plant. This is called prairie dock. And oh, you hear that? That hoo 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 hoo. That is a barred owl. Oh, but anyways, this plant called prairie dock, it has all kinds of little hairs all over it, and is very like sandpapery, which kind of helps prairie animals not eat this because it's supposed to be on a prairie. But you'll see these big, huge spikes coming up with yellow flowers on them. They're really pretty. This is another prairie plant. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It looks like some kind of coneflower though. Again, super, super hairy. And yeah, I usually see all kinds of lizards and stuff here, but it's kind of getting to be the end of the day. I think they've gone all in for the day. Oh, all kinds of dragonflies and butterflies down here, though. Ah, okay. One more thing. This is an eastern fence lizard. I did see one lizard here. Whoa! Okay, this is the first time I've seen this. Look at that blue spot on them. That's super cool. Whoa, yeah, the whole underside is blue. This must be a male, I'm guessing. Usually males are the colored ones. But yeah, that's super cool. Go fence lizards. I like these guys. So yeah, this is my hike today. I still need to go back, which is like 4 miles of hiking. So that should be great. But this is probably it. My phone's about to die. So unless I see anything like super, super cool, I'm gonna record it. But so hope you guys enjoyed that, and hope you guys having a good Monday right now. Bye.